Little Miss Recap contains adult language. Little Miss Recap is intended for entertainment purposes only. Hi everyone, welcome to Little Miss Recap. My name's Amy.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
Hi Amanda.
Hey, Aim, how are you?
I'm okay, how are you?
Not good.
Oh.
Not good. I threw my back out 2 days ago, and so I'm a real unhappy camper, and I did it in a very obvious and violent way, like scooting back on my chair. This is where we are right now, and it hurts.
When you were talking, was I talking? Yeah, you were saying that you hurt your elbow once sleeping on it, right? You
My
couldn't lift your arm.
shoulder, yeah.
That happened to me once. It hurt really bad. Like I could not lift it for weeks.
I couldn't lift it for
Yeah.
weeks. To wash my hair, I would literally have to push my elbow up and prop it on the wall.
Yes.
And then just kind of lever my
Yes.
hand
Yes. Again,
from sleeping.
a sleeping injury.
A sleep-related injury. So now I have moving on my chair-related injury because we are ladies of a certain age around
I
here.
understand.
So
I understand.
I'm uncomfortable, and like I sleeping helps. Just keeping all the pressure off my back for a while helps. And then I, do crazy stuff like try to put socks on, and it's like,
I understand.
I'll live. But
Is it freezing in Philadelphia? Because
It
it's
is cold.
fucking freezing here.
It is 36 here. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's gonna be again. Can we have a wind corner?
Sure. You're having a crazy wind year.
Can we talk about this wind? I can't put anything on my porch.
Okay. Yeah. I've had stuff fly around my little backyard too.
We have trees down everywhere. Again, today they're saying 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts. What is happening with the wind? Did we cut too many trees down?
Maybe.
Because that's kind of how I feel.
We may have impacted the environment with our behavior. It's a crazy idea. I know.
But I'm trying to find out, is the wind a result of global warming?
Could be.
It has to be, right?
And it's not global warming. It's climate change.
Right.
So
right.
yeah, wind patterns changing is absolutely a part of climate change.
I'm old school, Amanda. I call it global warming. That's how it was introduced to me by Sir Al Gore.
We should
That's
never
how I
have
remember
branded
it to be.
That's one of our bigger mistakes in life.
Why did we trust Al Gore to brand climate change?
I don't know. I met him a couple times. He's way less wooden in person.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
But he's
actually very funny in like small groups.
I just feel like this wind is out of control.
Okay. Yeah, it's been very windy this year.
Instead of solar panels, we should have put a windmill.
Oh.
That'd be generating power for the entire neighborhood.
I used to be friends with a woman who was terrified of those windmills.
Oh.
Yeah, they like freaked her out.
The big turbines.
Yeah, the big white ones that are like up on hills and stuff.
They're terrifying.
Why are they terrifying?
Timmy has worked on them, I want to say.
Okay.
Because they're just so big.
They are very big.
And you feel like they could they'll take you out, girl.
Yeah. I mean, if one were to fall on you.
I don't know what situation you would have to find yourself in to be taken out by a turbine.
Okay.
But it could happen.
Okay. Changing beats here entirely. How far are you in your Severance journey? Because the finale of season 2 was last night. You're all caught up? Have you watched the finale?
No, not yet. Isn't it tonight?
Okay. It drops at 9:00 on Thursdays.
9 p.m.?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought it was on Fridays. Okay.
Well, they advertise it on Fridays. It drops at 9 p.m. on Thursdays. Because what I think it really does, well, no, that wouldn't make sense. I don't know what time it drops on the West Coast. Like, I don't know. Anyway.
You tell me without spoiling, was it satisfying?
I have a lot of questions.
Because I will tell you
it was upsetting, sort of in the same way season 1's finale was upsetting.
Season 1 finale was amazing.
Yes, but it was upsetting.
I feel like season 2 is not as good.
It's not as good. It's different.
And you don't realize that unless you binge them and watch them back to back.
Which we did because we rewatched season 1 before season 2 started because it had been so long we didn't remember all the details.
Gotcha.
It was good. It was, like I said, upsetting. I will be curious to see what people say about it. I have not gone on the Reddits or on the Vulture yet. because we literally watched it and went to sleep because I was very tired last night.
I heard Yellow Jackets is really good this week too.
I heard it as well. I have not watched that yet either.
Okay.
We have a lot of TV to watch here tonight. We have Lockup, we have Yellow Jackets, and we have The Pit.
The Pit is how many episodes of The Pit are there?
This is episode 12. I believe season 1 is 15 episodes.
Oh, wow. They're going old school with this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's supposed to be a 12-hour shift.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you're thinking about it this way, we're now on the episode 12, the 12th hour. So we're like, oh, he's going to wrap up his day. But a major event is going to come flooding into the ER.
Yeah.
So
trigger warning. I heard it's going to be gun related.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not. I cannot watch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cannot watch.
Understood.
Glad I made that decision.
Yeah. It's so good though. Oh my God.
I know.
So
and I, I know I have a privilege of burying my head in the sand with that kind of stuff. There are people who live with it and deal with it every day.
Yeah.
I am nowhere in that mindset right now.
Nope, it's fine. You don't need to be. You do not need to be.
How are you enjoying Housewives?
I'm enjoying it.
I am too.
I still am struggling to tell Lisa and Meredith apart.
Same.
But I appreciated the BDFs who commented and said things like, oh, I've been watching it since the start and I still can't tell them apart. Yes. Like, thank you. That helped. That makes me feel better that after one episode, I can't tell them apart.
I'm really glad that we waited until we had some feedback to record this episode because everybody seems to think we're doing okay.
Everybody's at least enjoying our bad take so far. Apparently, we have a bad take on Brooks.
Yeah, apparently.
And I'm like, I think he's adorable after one episode. And everyone's like, yeah, that's kind of how it started. I'm like, okay, well, there we go. I just like the David Rose of him.
People did not love that I confused Whitney Rose with 3 different white blonde women. But in my defense, yes, I got the something about Mary incorrect. That was Cameron Diaz, of course. But I did not get the Arrested Development wrong, guys.
No, you pulled out the screenshot with it.
She played Rita, one of Michael's girlfriends in season 3. Now, was it a politically correct storyline? No.
Okay.
Did it age poorly? Yes.
Okay.
But she was real cute on the show. She played like a little British spy.
Okay.
And she had the little haircut like Whitney Rose. Like, she looks just like her.
Okay.
So she was on Arrested Development. Portia de Rossi played the sister. Timmy and I are, as you could tell, in our Arrested Development rewatch right now.
I see. So you're intimately
I'm
involved.
in it right now. Yes. Yeah. Which it's such a good show. It's so smart. I love it.
I never got into it. I watched a little bit of it and then somehow got distracted and just never came back to it.
There were 3 or 4 original seasons on Netflix and then it went away.
Right. And then they did like a reboot.
While. Then they came back. In the first season of the reboot, there's 2 seasons of the reboot. The first one's not great.
Okay.
The second one's very funny.
Okay.
So
do they have Jason Bateman in them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He is the perfect like straight man comedy.
I love him.
Person. I love him too.
I love him.
Yeah. I think he's under 6 foot, right?
I don't know. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see how tall he is. Jason Bateman.
I don't know if I love him like that.
Okay.
But I love him like
him.
We kind of grew up with the Batemans.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Justine's really been a thing. Jason Bateman, height. He's 5'11". Oh, shut up.
I'm trying to be better about that. Okay, I'll accept it.
That's a full, almost foot taller than you.
I'm such an asshole.
Jesus Christ.
Guys, I'm sorry. I'm an asshole.
Literally almost a foot taller than you.
I know. And then I'll be running around like, people are mean to me because I'm overweight. And I'm over here like, oh, he's under 6 foot. Forget it.
My target height has always been at least 5'11". And I'm like 7 inches taller than you.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
Do you feel appropriately shamed now?
Yeah, I do. And I deserve it.
By the way, his wife's name is Amanda.
Oh.
Oh, I know.
Is it Amanda Lipnack-Radell?
No, it's Amanda Anka.
Okay. All right.
Oh, well, I tried.
Okay. Are we ready?
Yes. Let's go.
Okay. So this is Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, season 1, episode 2, A Snow Mountain of Trouble. Okay. We pick up mid freak out at the party. Jen Shaw is pissed. This is about the hospital comment, if you forgot. She's like, who the fuck talks about my aunt this way? That's like talking about a little baby with cancer saying they smell like cancer.
No, it's not.
Now, people have written in and told us that Mary Cosby has a real condition,
She has a
and
lot
we
of health
we
challenges, it sounds
didn't
like.
say that she didn't have a real
No.
condition. We were
No,
just
no.
we thought it was autoimmune, but it is.
Right.
So it is serious. So she does have some real hospital trauma.
I'm sure she does, but, like,
You just don't say the quiet part out loud. You don't be
yeah.
like, "Oh, who stinks like hospital in here?" You
Yeah.
just kinda keep that to yourself and run to the bathroom and vomit or whatever you have to do, but,
I just get the sense that Mary Cosby always says the quiet part out loud that you don't need to say. That's what I'm
Mhm.
picking up so far.
And she probably plays it off like, "I'm honest."
Right, yeah. I'm just being
No.
honest.
You should use manners.
Mhm.
So not that I hate taking Jen Shaw's side for
Uh-huh.
anything.
Yeah,
She's an asshole.
yeah.
So she says, "My aunt raised me, what's the point of this? Just to be an evil bitch." She's wound up. And now she's
Mhm.
like conflating it with, "You're disrespecting my family."
Right, and it's
That's a
like,
leap too far, I feel
that's
like.
we're reaching to find that.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
a stretch of a reach.
Heather tries to calm her down, and Heather tells the camera, like, "This is funny. This is ridiculous. This is so stupid." And Jen says, "And she's in my goddamn house looking like a Christmas tree." And Heather's like, "No, honey, she looks like a loofah." And she
The dress kinda does look like a loofah, and I believe it's like a Valentino or
Oh.
so like, it's a real fancy dress that
Oh,
you and I
yeah.
would never consider,
No,
but she does look vaguely loofah-like.
she really does.
Yeah.
So now Mary heads in there and she finds Jen and she doubles down. She's
Mhm.
like, "Look, yeah, I did say. I said it smells like hospital in here when you happen to come into the room. I did say you smelled like hospital." So
Okay.
basically, the screaming escalates. They're going back and forth. "Ah!" And then finally, Mary apologizes and they hug it out.
Okay, cool.
Okay, Lisa's walking around with the fur on her shoulders and her
Mhm,
arms inside the fur.
mhm.
Did
I like the Muppet.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
looks like a walking Muppet.
And she's walking well, no, she's the one with the fur coat on. Meredith has the
No,
sleeve
Meredith is in
Muppets.
black, Lisa is in the pink.
Oh, fuck me.
Hold on,
Anyway,
I brought this up the other day, I had a picture of this, hold on. It was Lisa Barlow, pink Muppet dress.
are we wrong? Who is right? Lisa Barlow, pink Muppet dress. That's what you're looking up?
Yep, here it is.
Okay.
I will text it to you right
Okay.
now.
On air.
Yes, it is coming.
It is coming. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh,
Yep,
fuck.
mhm. I know, I struggled to tell Meredith and Lisa apart.
So who owns the tequila company and went through this whole fight with Whitney?
Lisa. Lisa has the tequila company, Meredith has the jewelry company.
Okay, so Lisa is walking around with the fur on her, but she also has the Muppet dress
Maybe, I don't know.
on? Okay. All right.
I wasn't paying that close attention to the clothes.
Okay, anyway, all you guys need to know is Lisa walks around like her shit doesn't stink,
Well,
okay?
yeah, that's her whole affect.
Okay. So Whitney tells her, "Oh, hey, thanks for gifting us the tequila." I'm really into Whitney.
I like Whitney.
I
I
like
don't
her a
mind
lot.
Whitney at all. I like Whitney
Mhm.
and Heather so far, which I
Yeah.
know people said Heather becomes a problem, but Mary Payne said she's nice, so I don't know where we're going
Yeah,
with
we
that.
don't know.
Mm-mm.
Whitney's like, "Thanks for gifting us the tequila and the bartenders for my vow renewal, but they kind of helped themselves."
Mhm.
This is totally a situation I would have gotten into.
Mhm.
I would
Absolutely.
have in my 20s been the bartender,
Yep, and gotten
but
shit
also
faced.
also getting shit faced.
Yeah.
You could not trust me behind a bar.
No.
So Whitney says, "Yeah, my house was a mess," and she's doing this all with a smile.
Mhm.
"My house was a mess and a lot of glasses were broken." Yeah.
Mhm.
So Lisa tells the camera, "Look, Whitney called me and she asked for the tequila. She clearly wanted a gift because if she wanted to pay for it, she just would have went to the liquor store and bought some."
Mm.
Okay.
Yikes.
Now Whitney says, "Well, yeah, thanks for the tequila, but we ran out at 6 p.m." And Lisa's like, "What? I sent enough for like 500 people. What
Right.
were you doing?"
Well, your bartenders were getting their drink on. That's what
Yeah.
happened,
Yep.
Lisa.
Lisa leaves because of this, and she's screaming outside, "I don't want trash coming for my company. You don't come for my company." And she leaves.
I feel like what we are about to embark on, Amy, you and I together, as the twin flames that we are, is an
Okay.
entire TV show of people leaving while yelling about things
And talking shit about each other
and
in the
talking shit
stupidest way.
in the stupidest way, but I think there's gonna be a lot of people leaving in huffs.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Mhm.
So, to bring it back to Arrested Development, one of the jokes is that Michael's always like, "Okay, I'm leaving," and he
Mm.
leaves.
Okay.
This is very similar. One of the
Okay.
housewives is always like, "Okay, I'm out,"
Right. Fuck
and
you,
then
people.
bitching about things.
Mhm, mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words. So Jen is cleaning up with Stuart's help so that Sharif doesn't know she threw a big party.
Right.
It
'Cause
was on
it's not on
TV.
television or
He's gonna
anything.
know.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's good to know that the stupidity of Sister Wives and 90 Day Fiancé transitions also to Real Housewives of the,
Yes,
"I don't want my partner to know I did this thing that I just did on national television."
correct.
Okay, got it, got it.
We get some Whitney exercising on her stripper pole with their cute little daughter watching her.
Go for it, girl.
So there's going to be a ski day, Amanda, because we have to have themes, we have to have parties. Does anybody work?
Well, they all work in very big company. I don't know
Who
what the
has
fuck they do.
time
I don't
for all
know.
these themed fun days?
Well, they're
Who's
get
having fun? Who has time for fun?
I don't have time for fun. My back hurts. I don't have time for fun.
So there's going to be a ski day on Thursday. Lisa venting to Whitney about her husband. She says, I don't want to lose our liquor license over this, she's saying to him. And she's like, I'm so generous. Then John says, do you want feedback or do you just want me to listen?
That is brilliant. Thank you
Well,
very
that's a
much.
guy who's been to couples therapy.
Correct,
Ding
correct.
ding. Okay. So Lisa says, look, as long as Whitney doesn't bring this up again, I'm fine.
Mhm.
Let's, sure, Jan. Now we get a very
You're
small
just
scene with
filing it away into your Brit or your Whitney file to use later.
100%.
Mhm.
So there's a small scene with Heather and Whitney. Heather's buying ski boots. She says she grew up skiing. She loves it. They gossip, and Heather says, I was upset that Lisa ditched me at the party. My feelings were hurt. Okay,
Okay,
whatever.
whatever.
Everybody's gossiping. Cody
These
should
women have
watch this show.
yeah, if he's worried about the rumor mill, this show is the show for him. I feel
Gossip.
like everybody has very fragile feelings here.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Like Mary says, it smells like hospital in here. And Jen is like, you've attacked the
My
aunt who
family.
raised me.
Right. It's like,
Yeah. And
okay.
then it's, your bartenders got drunk. You're attacking my business.
Right. Yeah. It's a lot.
Okay. So now Whitney is talking and she's with Heather again. And she says, I shared with Lisa the debacle about the bartenders.
Mhm.
And after the party, she called me and threatened me and told
Okay.
me that she would tell everyone the rumors that she has heard about me that I'm a swinger.
Well, here we are with the Mormon swinging thing again.
Here we go. Here
Here
we
we
go.
are. You didn't watch Secret Lives of Mormon
I
Housewives
didn't, but I've
or
heard
Mormon
about it.
Wives, yeah.
The soft swinging or something.
Well, there's soft in swinging, there's soft swap and hard swap, and it's a whole thing.
Okay. I just can't wait for Polyfamily.
I'm excited for this.
Mm,
I don't think it's gonna be nearly as salacious as people think it's going to be.
that's okay. I just
Yeah.
want to see it.
I think it's just gonna be a family living
I could
together.
use some wholesome poly situations.
I am intrigued by the woman who's pregnant, and they're just like, "Don't know who the father is." I was banging both of
My
them.
God, how interesting is that?
That's interesting to me.
That's a thing I think that we see a lot in the gay community is
Mhm.
the men will mix their sperm and
Mhm.
then send it off to the woman, and so they don't know who
Mhm.
the father is and they don't care who the
Right.
father is. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So and that only works, if you're the same race or you're similar, like,
Right.
you can't, whatever. So she says, I followed all the guidelines. Oh, Whitney talks about the history of polygamy in the church.
Mhm.
And she says, I'm so sick of being judged. I followed all the guidelines and I wasn't happy. Growing up, I was the perfect Mormon girl. She says, I even gave up going to Maui with my girlfriends to go on church history tour.
Wow.
Girl,
Poor choice. Poor
that is
choice.
the day my kids would choose a church history tour or anything with history in the title
Over a vacation.
over vaping and drinking with their friends.
Mhm.
hmm
Mhm.
So she said the night she got back, she had beer and she made out with her boyfriend, and that was the start of her journey.
Dun, dun, dun.
So I really believe in. So she goes, so I had to make a decision. Do I really believe in this, or am I trying to fit into a life that was laid out for me? And I just wrote, the deconstructing of Mormonism is really interesting to me here by
Me
Whitney.
too. Me too. A
She
deconstruction of any sort of all-encompassing religion
yeah.
like this is very fascinating to me.
Yeah, she's basically like, I gave my whole life to this.
Mhm.
And the minute I stepped out of line, I was cut off.
Yep. Yeah.
It's
It's
so
wild.
antithetical to what a church community should be,
Mhm.
which is
Mhm.
that when you step out of quote unquote the traditional
Right.
guidelines, that you should be supported
Mhm.
and welcomed back.
Yes.
And you know what I mean?
It's interesting.
I mean, this is, the new segment, Amy is starting to slowly understand the hypocrisy of the church.
Okay, good.
Okay.
This will be a
Yeah.
fun segment for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. So Heather says Lisa feels superior to both of us. She feels entitled to call out anything she feels is morally deficient. Heather, I will say, I think is well educated. She has a really good vocabulary.
Yeah, she does. Well,
A
she went to
lot of these
BYU.
people do. Hmm.
She went to BYU, I believe.
And Heather's like, you do not have to prove yourself to Lisa Barlow. And I have a question for you, Amanda.
Yeah.
Do any of these women like each other?
I can't tell.
Okay.
I can't tell
Okay.
because I'm not I think a lot of us put up with each other.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, she went to BYU.
Okay. And
Yep.
that's a real school, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So now we go to Whitney's house and we are going to talk about her dad. Are you ready? Buckle in. That
Okay.
is his real hair, by the way.
I was going to say, one of the backdoor friends let me know this is in fact the actual hair.
Again, he was a very successful hairdresser
Mhm.
and he's walking around with this thing on his head.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's dyed clearly, right?
Right. Right. It was not one of the backdoor friends, though they might be a backdoor friend. It was Math's Virgin was messaging
Okay.
me and
Oh,
telling me
yeah,
about the
yeah.
hair
Yeah.
yesterday.
Um, so that would be Brian and I forget the other woman's name on that show. That's a good show. Mouse
Mhm.
Virgin is great.
Mhm.
Um, so okay, it's not just the color that's the problem, it's the cut.
The cut, yeah,
It
it's a
looks like
choice.
again, it looks like Steve Perry from the '70s, but it also looks like a Lego
It does.
piece.
It sort of looks like it doesn't look too dissimilar from Jake Anthony's Sarper wig.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Mhm. Very similar.
So Whitney says growing up, she was a daddy's girl, and her father was a good dad. He was at everything.
Mhm. This is
But
sad.
now it is. My dad has been struggling with addiction to painkillers for the last 10 years. So she tells the camera basically, and her dad's name is Steve.
Mhm.
So I'm just going to call him Steve Perry.
Okay.
So basically, Steve Perry was a millionaire.
Yeah.
He was a very successful salon owner and he developed his own hair care line. And but Whitney says his sudden addiction has taken everything from us. And he's now 63. He's been in addiction for 10 years. She says, but then she says, like, the timeline's not adding up here.
Yeah. I had trouble with the
Although,
timeline too.
how old is Whitney now when this airs? Because she is not that old.
Whitney.
Saying 10 years ago could conceivably be her at 16 years old.
It could be. Let's see. Whitney Rose. She was born in 86. And
And
this
what
is
year?
2020. This is 2020.
So she's 24 or 34?
34. 32. 34.
Wait,
34.
hold on. I got this.
34.
I got this. I
34.
got
I feel confident in that.
this. Okay.
86 to 100 is 14. The 100 to 20 is 20. So 14 plus 20 is 34.
34.
Yes.
Okay. See how we did that?
Yes.
So she says at 16, her parents got divorced
Okay.
and
So that was 18 years ago.
her dad started self-medicating. So maybe it just took a while for it to
Yeah.
become a full-blown addiction. Because she
Very
says
possibly.
he's been an addict for 10 years. That's
Yeah.
what she says.
And she could also just be like, it's been 10 years. Like,
Yeah.
we're not going down to the exact moment he popped his first pill. Like, it's 10 years.
And it takes a while.
Yeah. 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 For
So
sure.
she says he
Or it can.
started self-medicating with prescription drugs. She says she's the only one who stood by his side. Mormons do not look fondly on addiction. And she says, if I didn't stick by him, I don't think he would be here today.
That's heartbreaking.
I really like Whitney. I
Mhm.
really do. And she did for her father what I think she wished the church did for her.
I think so too.
And not that I'm not equating addiction with her having an affair with a married man while she was married. I'm just saying you stumble sometimes.
Yeah.
And you expect your community to be okay with that and lift
To
you up.
support you
Yeah.
to recover through it and come back.
Yeah.
But the Mormon church just, beep, we're done.
Right. And she did stumble. She stumbled right onto a married man's dick.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
From her own marriage. Bink.
Bink.
Right onto there.
Bink.
Oops, fell on your dick. So Meredith and Seth at dinner.
Okay.
He
This
says,
is surprising.
yeah. He goes, I don't like this guy.
I'm turning.
Mhm.
It was a one episode blip. I appreciate the backdoor friends who are like, wait, Amanda has the bad take on the man, not
Yeah.
Amy.
Yeah.
Happens.
When he was on national television telling people his wife won't fuck him, that's a red flag for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I took it as more of a joking thing. I don't think he was joking now.
No.
No.
So he says, you're usually on your phone, so I appreciate your eye contact. It drives me crazy if somebody's on their phone at dinner.
I would like you to come and talk to my husband then, because it drives me crazy.
It drives
He's
me
getting
crazy.
a lot better, but it drives me crazy.
Timmy and I are phones down for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
It drives. And if he picks up his phone, because like we might be waiting, or we out to dinner last night. And if he picks up his phone, I'll be like, "What are you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
And he puts it right down. Like,
yeah. For me, the only time I'll ever pick up my phone during dinner is like if I'm looking up something that is germane to the conversation we're having.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't just Google on the podcast. I Google everywhere.
I do too. I'm a big Googler.
I'm a big Googler too.
That's why I said, like, I need a Google chip installed in my brain.
You don't
where I
want
can
that.
just close my eyes and think about things, and
You don't
boom, I get
actually
the
want that.
answers. At this point, I feel like we're close to having that already.
Right, which is why I'm here to tell you I don't think you want that.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, here's me. I won't use a hair helmet because I'm afraid it'll hurt my brain, but I want a chip installed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So the hypocrisy
you won't,
of me.
You won't take most medication, but you literally
no.
want a chip installed in your brain.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a cognitive dissonance there.
There is.
Okay.
There is. You just have to embrace it.
Okay.
Okay. So they met at 23. They married at 24. They had a kid at 25. And Meredith says, I was young, but I was in love. And now we learned they are dun, 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 separated.
Dun, dun, dun.
She hasn't told anyone.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on that?
Not having told people?
Yeah. Like, why do you think she's not telling people?
She's embarrassed.
Because she has to be perfect.
Because she has to be perfect. And getting divorced means you're not perfect. And she has to have the perfect life and the perfect marriage and the perfect kids.
That's exhausting, right?
It's exhausting. I'm glad no one expects perfection from me.
No one expects it from me.
Because you'd all be sorely disappointed.
Yeah, it's...
By the way, I think this week's Amanda's Coaching Corner topic is going to be around perfectionism.
Okay. There we go. We all need to listen to that.
Yes, sure.
Not that I ever strive for perfectionism.
No, I'm not a perfectionist.
That's one thing I have to say. I am not a perfectionist. I am messy. I embrace that. Now, I have a lot of drive. I am ambitious, but I'm not a perfectionist.
I'm not a perfectionist, and I always took that as a bonus about myself, but I've now started digging into the why I'm not a perfectionist, and it's real dark. It's real dark.
So is there an underlying issue with me that I'm not a perfectionist?
I don't know. I don't know your life.
Quick mini therapy session.
Were you told repeatedly as a child that, you were never good at anything and you weren't good enough to do anything? And if you
What do you think?
And if you didn't lose weight, you wouldn't be loved, wanted, or able to do anything in your life?
Now, you know my parents. You know they didn't say that to me.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
It was implied that I was broken, but it wasn't said.
Yeah, I was told I was broken. So I think I gave up on perfectionism, which I was just thought, oh, no, I'm just above it. No, I think it's real dark.
Timmy's a perfectionist.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, he really is. And that comes from a dark place too.
Yeah.
So yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So he says we need to, I have a question here. I wrote, what were the rose petals about then? Last episode.
I don't know. A show?
Like, they're separated. Why would you make Brooks have a romantic moment with his mother?
Brooks.
Poor
Again, I don't know if we're supposed to like him or not, but right now I feel for him.
I feel like Jake and Matt would really appreciate the plight of the gay son having
Uh-huh.
to spend a romantic night with
With
his
his
mother.
mother. Oh, boy.
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus. Hey, everyone. Stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words. So she tells the camera not one thing triggered this separation. It just kind of broke down.
Mhm.
Look at that. He says, we need to put the work in. And she says, well, yeah, I can do a little bit more. And he says, yeah, you could do a little bit more.
Whoa.
They talk about transparency. And he
Mhm.
says, I'll hand you my phone, but you would never hand me yours.
Uh-huh.
Now, do we think she's cheating?
No, I don't think she's cheating. Watch us be so wrong. Watch her have like an entire.
She also fell onto a married man's dick.
Watch her have like a stable of hot young men that she just bangs all the fucking time. That's why she's not having sex with her husband, because she's cheating on him with 24-year-olds.
Yeah, possibly.
I don't know. I'm just making shit up now.
There are two outcomes to this.
That's right. Either she is sexless or she is banging everybody on the planet but her husband.
Correct. So he wants to trade phones. She's like, I'm done with this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
He tells the camera, I just want a life partner that I could share things with.
Okay. Calm down.
Right. Relax. So now we have again this themed ski day.
Here we go.
Okay. Mary tells us she likes to wear Chanel ski clothes because she can get a wedgie, and Chanel allows freedom to pick the wedgie. Okay.
Oh, wait, what? What?
Yeah. She wears this certain brand, Chanel.
Right. I understand that.
I have heard of Chanel.
I am familiar with Chanel. I didn't know they had a line of ski clothes, which is what I'm looking up right now. Didn't really think of that. Oh, yeah, they totally do have a line of ski wear. Yeah.
She says she can pick a wedge only in Chanel.
Here's a photo shoot from Vogue Scandinavia.
Oh.
That's a level of sophistication I will never achieve.
No. I wrote, these women look ridiculous. What are they doing? Like, I used to ski. My kids ski.
Chanel actually makes skis.
Oh, God damn it. Listen, I've never seen people dressed like this to ski.
No,
but
it's ridiculous.
Then again, I live in Northeast Pennsylvania. Whatever. Mm-hmm. So Jen says, people are going to think I'm on the Black Diamond because I look Black Diamond.
I kind of understand that. It's like, I don't know how to do the part, but I'm going to look the part so people think I can do the part.
Well, Heather makes fun of Lisa, Jen, and Mary because they're on the rope toe hill.
Uh-huh. Hey, that's where I would be.
Heather says, by the outfits they were wearing, I thought they could ski. They cannot. Meredith, Whitney, and Heather chat at the top of a slope about her struggles with Lisa. And Whitney asks Meredith for some tips on dealing with Lisa. So Meredith and Lisa are friends.
Yes.
Meredith says, maybe Lisa's just trying to be a big sister, just caring. And you're seeing it as condescending and bitchy. And Meredith has known Lisa for 7 years and says she usually acts out of kindness. I feel like not many of these women act out of kindness.
No. I don't feel like kindness is a high value for any of these people.
Amanda, can we have a minute just to imagine what these women would think of us?
Oh my God. I don't even know where to begin.
What is she wearing? Is she actually wearing Old Navy leggings out of her house?
I mean, I'm wearing Athleta sweatpants that I got on super clearance.
And are those Skechers sneakers, the slip-on kind that you don't tie? What is she, 107?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They would read my fashion for filth.
They would hate us, Amy. They would hate us. They would think we were such garbage people. To be fair, we kind of are garbage people.
It's okay.
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it. So it takes these women 3.5 hours to get ready for dinner. They end up missing their reservation.
Mm-hmm.
The restaurant's nice enough to let them in.
Mm-hmm.
They all sit down. They talk about skiing. Then they talk about Whitney's father. She says he's considering going back into the Mormon church, but he just needs to feel safe.
Oh, no. Here we are with safe.
They talk about not judging him, and Whitney says it's a cultural issue. And Whitney's like, I understand that it's a cultural issue and the church will judge us, but why do we judge each other?
Yes.
She says,
Yes.
I feel judged by you, Lisa.
Dun, dun, dun.
And Lisa's like, excuse me,
What?
what? Did you know I have a tequila brand?
Right. Yes, that's why I feel judged by you, bitch.
Whitney says, that conversation after Jen's party made me feel threatened. And Lisa's like, well, that's how you feel. That's how you interpreted it.
Oh my
It
God.
was not a threat.
Okay, bitch.
And Meredith says, I don't know why Whitney's doing this right now. Lisa tells Whitney, guess what? I don't care enough about you to judge you.
Wow.
Heather jumps in to defend Whitney. She says, I perceive you, Lisa, as arrogant and dismissive.
Nicely done, Heather. Again, I continue to like Heather.
On one hand, this conversation is entertaining because these people will just say anything.
Oh, yeah. They don't give a fuck.
On the other hand, as a girly who spent most of her life avoiding confrontation, this is terrifying to me.
Me, same.
So Lisa says, now Heather brings up Girls Gone Wild. Lisa says, you need to know. I can't believe I have, again, 3 college degrees.
Yes. And what are you about to say?
And here I am breaking down what a thumbs up means in a text. Granted, those are only fucking poetry degrees.
Right.
Which are useless.
Right. But still.
But here we are.
You have not 1, but 2 terminal degrees.
Yeah. Well, 1 terminal degree, a master's degree, and a bachelor's degree.
Got it. Okay.
So, but again, all useless.
All useless.
Because here I am podcasting about reality TV.
Yep.
So Lisa says, you need to know what's triggering you. Thumbs up. Now we get to this story about Heather. Okay, I'm going to read verbatim what I wrote.
Okay. Read it as verbatim as possible, Amy.
I'm going to read it as verbatim as possible. Here we go.
Good job.
Apparently, Heather put a thumbs up in a text code. That's a fuck you. Do these women know the fucking planet is dying? And we're arguing over a text. We're arguing over a text. Wow. I'm like, guys, there's bigger problems in the world.
Right.
You
than your
all
text
have
problems.
money. You all have resources. Can we get together and like put a kid through school or something?
Right. No.
Jesus Christ. Heather tells the camera
and you can think of 2 young women who would absolutely appreciate these women's sponsorship to college.
Sponsor my children to go to school. No, because then they'd probably try to make them go to BYU, and that's not happening.
That's not happening, yeah.
Heather tells the
you
camera
can't vape at BYU, and your kids would not know what to do.
That thumbs up was a fuck you.
Okay.
Again, this is where I struggle with this franchise. Like,
right.
The wind, guys, the wind.
Should we have a list of all of the things that should be more pressing than a thumbs up in a text message?
Look, I'm going to be generous in here and say these are all intelligent, caring women.
Okay.
Let's put our energy into something that matters.
That text thumbs up don't matter?
No, it doesn't matter.
See, I even gave you a thumbs up. Look.
Yes, you did. And it's not a fuck you.
I could give you balloons too. Do you want balloons? Let's see. There you go.
It's not a fuck you. I mean, cure cancer. Cure childhood cancer. Don't eat all that to St. Jude's.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so now, Amanda, we end the episode with all of the women deciding on a clean slate.
Okay. That'll
Spoiler
last.
alert, I saw episode 3. It doesn't last.
And I was just saying, that lasts more than 3 minutes.
And that's it. That's our Housewives for the week.
Okay. This is a fascinating group of people.
Yeah, it does get better though. Episode 3 is a lot better.
Okay. I mean, it took me a minute to get into Secret Lives of Mormon Wives too, and I got real into it.
Okay. Everybody is enjoying our takes on this, but will they enjoy our takes on it if we decide that we don't like it?
I don't know. But we're enjoying it so far.
Like Whitney Rose stepping outside of the church and being cut off, will the BDFs cut us off?
I hope not. Please don't reject us.
I hope not either.
I hope not.
I don't like rejection. I can't deal with it.
No, I don't like it either. So I'm really glad we put ourselves out there on a regular basis to be rejected.
Guys, if you haven't already, please consider jumping over onto our paid feed. We do a lot over there. Best show on television right now, Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup.
That's right. And we're back. Best show on television, according to Amy Archer.
Yes.
Is it the best show on television? I don't know.
Yes.
But in Amy Archer's mind, it is absolutely the best show on television.
All I know is I need Rod back.
I was going to say, was it good without Rod?
Where's Rod?
Where's Rod?
Where is he? Where's
Rod?
I don't know. So that's over there. Yellow Jackets.
Which we heard this week's episode is great. You all will have heard our recap before you hear this. So I don't know. But
the day before. Yeah.
The day before, yeah.
Life After Lockup, which is real good this season.
Good. And, we'll watch that tonight.
What else? Oh, Tess and I did the Charles Manson thing.
I know. I haven't listened yet because I want to watch the documentary first. Or do I need to watch the documentary?
You don't need to watch the documentary.
Just listen to your recap?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The documentary wasn't great.
That's a bummer.
And we talk about that.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. And also,
we also talk about my ability to rattle off the names of the Manson girls.
Well, that's a special skill.
Without being able to remember my kids' names.
That's okay. It's a special skill. Also, if folks are in Chicago on April 1st of 2025, just in case people find this recap 6 years from now and they're like, oh, it's March and maybe I'll see these people in April. No, we're talking specifically April 1st, 2025, not April Fool's joke.
So in other words, this is going to drop on the 27th. So in other words, next Tuesday.
We will be at the Marriott Marquis on Prairie Avenue in Chicago.
Provided my plane doesn't crash. Yeah, we'll be there.
Amy, don't make me come up there. We will be there from 5 to 7. There's a food hall, which we will scope out in some way, shape, or form.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting food.
Yeah, well, yeah. And we will
I'm
be
off
there.
the Manjaro now. I can eat again.
Okay, good.
So
that's exciting.
I'm looking for it.
I'm still on the Ozempic, so I can only eat a little bit. Anyway, that's fine. So we will be there from 5 to 7. Come say hi. It's a BYO. There's food and drink stalls from what it appears to be. So come hang out with us.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm excited.
All right. Anything else?
I don't think so. I think that covers us.
Okay. Oh, Sister Wives. We do Sister Wives on our.
Oh, we do Sister Wives. And Sister Wives is coming back. Like the rising of our Lord on Easter. So riseth the Browns, because they return on Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday, Janelle and Mary teaming up to take on Cody and Coyote Pass.
Puddle Monkey stops for nobody, just like Matt Sharp, except the Super Bowl.
Agreed.
Yeah, we're here. Yeah. Easter Sunday.
All right, guys.
Get your bunny and Easter stuff done in the morning. Sunday night.
Oh, it's time for the Browns. Going to demand something for Easter?
I don't know. Do you do something for them for Easter?
I feel like we're done with the bunny. Okay. I mean, I haven't done the bunny in a couple. Usually, I just hand them cash. Maybe I'll just do that
all they
again.
really want.
Here's $20. Go buy your vape.
Right, leave me alone.
I'm phoning it in at this point, guys.
You are just gonna get like I have a project at work that I'm working on that I keep joking I'm just gonna drag it across the finish line. You're gonna drag this parenting across the finish line and be done.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you cannot support the show by jumping on our paid feed, please just share this episode or leave us a review.
That'd be great.
That'd be great. All right, Amanda, thank you.
Amy, thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to Little Miss Recap. If you'd like to support the show, the best way you can do that is to join our Twin Flame universe, which is our Patreon, Supercast, and Apple subscription feeds. The links for those are in the show notes. You get ad-free episodes and a ton of bonus content. You can also subscribe to the feed so you don't miss an episode, share the show with a friend, and leave a 5-star review. To contact the show, please email me directly at amy@littlemissrecap.com or join our Facebook group Backdoor Friends. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.